Hey guys, I'm Mike, and today I'll be previewing football team schedules. So last year, I started scheduling, predicting it at this time, but I'm just gonna preview. I started in June, July, and August. I'll be predicting schedules. So starting off, I'm doing the UCF football schedule. So they're playing New Hampshire. That's the Cupcakes, so obviously. That'd be a piece of cake. I'm gonna say that's gonna be a win, but I'll be previewing their teams. So. In Sam Houston, it'll be their second year in the group of five. They was a good team. I believe they went 4-8 or 3-9. So I don't think that'd be a hard game for UCF. Next is Florida. They started off 5-2 and they finished 5-7. They started off good with Graham Mertz. He was doing good for Florida, but in the end, it just came crashing down for Florida and they missed a bowl. So most likely they're going to fire Billy Napier. So that's it. Let's move on to the next team. Arizona State. Arizona State, they were good. And, well, they was actually good. They showed good signs sometimes, but they're also bad. They were up. Oh, sorry about my computer. They were up on Washington, but I believe the quarterback threw a pick six near the end, so they lost 15-7 to Washington. And besides that, it's just blowouts. They got murdered every game. Next game is Iowa State. This was a tricky one. I didn't have much expectations for Iowa State going into the year. Well, they proved me wrong. They won 7-6. I thought they were going to win their bowl game versus Memphis, but they got blown out. Plus, Memphis is playing in their own stadium for the bowl. Yeah. But I think Iowa State, I think they might play Texas close. I think they might have lost 26-16. I'm probably wrong, but let's move on to the next team. Okay, they're playing at TCU. TCU is a good environment to play in. They went to a national championship in the 2022 season, but lost 65-7 to Georgia. Then this year, I thought they were probably going to win 10 games, but they proved me wrong. They missed the bowl. Plus, they lost star players like Quentin and Johnston and Max Duggan. Coach Max Duggan was not a high draft pick. Anyways, let's move on to the next team. Arizona is a team I didn't have much expectations going into the year. Remember, I thought they probably missed the ball, but they proved me wrong. They won 10 games, but now their head coach, Jedd Fisch, he's going to Washington since the coach, Kalen DeBoer, is moving to Alabama, along with their offensive coordinator. Plus, Alabama's new defensive coordinator is from South Alabama, but we're not talking about Alabama. We're talking about Arizona. I think Arizona's quarterback, Noah Fafita, he could be a high draft pick in the future NFL draft. But let's move on to the next team. BYU, it'll be their second year in the Power 5. In the first year, they wasn't that good. They went 5-7. They started off pretty good, but they came crashing down. They missed a bowl. They did just like Florida, but Florida does it worse because they're Florida. Okay. Next is Utah. There's a team I had a lot of expectations going into the year. I thought they won 10 games. They only won 8 games. It's a pretty disappointing year. Not gonna lie, they went 8-5. I remember the last game of the year everybody thought that Utah was gonna beat Northwestern, but I said I think Northwestern's gonna beat Utah. Plus, this year the reason Utah wasn't the greatest, even though they went 8-5, is because Cameron Rising was out for the year. So let's move on to the next game. Colorado. I gotta say, last year Colorado was the most top 4-8 team in college football history. They started off strong. They went 3-0 starting off. They beat TCU, they beat Nebraska, and they beat Colorado State. But at the end, they lost 8 out of their last 9 games. It was not good for Colorado. It's a bad look for Dion, but they got new recruits coming in, just like they said last year for that Coach Beam team. Okay, moving on to the next team. Cincinnati. Cincinnati was a team I thought they would make a bowl. I had them going 6-6. Well, they went 3-9. They finished in the last in the Big 12. It's a very disappointing year for Cincinnati. By the reason they're so bad because they lost their coach, Luke Fickell, to Wisconsin. So I don't think Cincinnati is going to be too good. Okay, next team is West Virginia. Now, West Virginia, that team surprised me the most. I know they went 9-4. I remember in the first week they got murdered by Penn State. I thought West Virginia probably would go like 3-9 or 4-8, but they went 9-4. They beat a solid North Carolina team at the end of the season, but they didn't have Drake May in it because he's declared for the NFL draft. So I think West Virginia will be a good team. Do I think they're going to be a threat to make the 12-team playoff? No, but I definitely think they can sneak their way into the top 25. So overall for UCF, I think they should be decent. I think they should barely make a bowl, probably go 7-5 or 6-6. But in June, July, or August, when the time comes, I'm going to predict the schedule. So this is previewing it. So make sure to like, subscribe, and comment for more videos. See you soon.